So this is Brehon Brewhouse. So the Brehons were a group of nomadic judges and lawyers they're one of the first written laws in Europe. Predates Roman law, which is the basis for English common law, which is also the basis for American law. So it's before all of that in Ireland there was Brehon law. So they were basically you would pay and they would give you a judgment. So, for example, if you had bees in that field and I had flowers in my field, who owns the honey? So they were practical laws. There's also, say for example, if you guys were to be married but you owned the land, Rick, you would take Rebecca's second name. So quite ahead of their time in some ways. Also, every January 1st, if the marriage wasn't working out, you could just call it quits. Or after 100 days, if it wasn't working, it was call it quits. Or if you lost or gained more than 10 pounds, you could just, it was fair enough. You're like, this is not what I signed up for. So yeah, so those are the Brehons. So Seamus, the owner and founder of the brewery, is really into his history, and there's loads of it around here. You can't walk around without stepping on a tomb or knocking over an old ancient burial site. So yeah, they were the Celtic lawyers, and so a lot of our beers are inspired by that. There was also another really nice edict, which was basically there was many small little kingdoms in Ireland. There was about 32 kingdoms. When I say kingdoms, there were queens as well. If your ruler of your kingdom wasn't fit to keep the brewery operational, they weren't fit to rule, so they'd be turfed out. So we kind of like that idea of having loads of little local breweries. We want to try and bring that back. So we're doing our small little bit here. We'll do that.
So there you go, America. Beer is educational.
In the US, plus our population is pretty small. Our population is maybe the same as, say, Boston metro area. Yeah. Our total population. So it's pretty small. But we have about 120 breweries for that population, so for craft breweries. So it's, if you consider we're probably in around 5% craft beer, something like that. So it's okay. Hopefully we'll get more. Yeah. The craft breweries would pay us a lower rate of duty, so tax on our beer. So we pay 50% less than the really big guys. It's still a very high tax in relation to you guys. I think you guys pay something like $14 per barrel.
It varies state to state over there too, yeah.
Okay, we'll call it in that realm of kind of. So we pay, say, for our tax is based on our ABV. So if we have a 10% stout, that's 11.25 per hectoliter per percentage point. So we're paying basically 10 times as much as you guys for a strong beer in tax. So
you pay less tax if you brew a lower alcohol level beer.
Exactly. So what you're going to see when you're here is a lot of beer squashed into that, 4 to 6% range. So we didn't even really have a word for session beers. That's not a concept. All our beers are kind of session beers. It's kind of the culture of drinking here as well, is that you'll go to the pub and you'll stay there for a long time. Irish people always like to think that they'll go out and won't get drunk. We usually end up in the same place, but we're not usually, that's not the plan ever at the start.
But from the revenue side, I can drink more of your beers before I get drunk than I can drink of American beers because the alcohol level is so much higher, so you can sell more beer.
That's right. Yeah, we can sell more, but it's still those taxes are huge.
Right. So how is the local craft beer movement in Ireland? Is it growing like it is in the States and some other places?
Yeah, it is. It's sort of hampered a little bit by that. Plus, the tastes are a little bit more conservative. So in the cities, then you're going to have the same kind of culture as you would, basically all over America and Europe, which is, a lot of people really looking for the next. What's going to be the next flavor, whether it's sours, barrel-aged beers, IPAs, New England IPAs, whatever it is, all the fancy styles, the cities will be the same, but then locally people are a little bit more traditional and they kind of like their pint of Guinness or their whiskey. So yeah, it's not the same as the States. It's not moving as fast. I think the big boys realized what happened in the States and they're not letting us get such a good lead. So I think you guys are up to about 10% before the big boys started buying people out, whereas here they're already doing that. So it's a 20 barrel brew house here, mash lauder ton, and then boil kettle whirlpool. So yeah, 2 vessel system, steam heated. Yeah.
Pretty impressive. I was not expecting to find a rig this big on a farm.
Yeah, so yeah, we're an active dairy farm. So we milk every day, twice a day, 365. We milk 120 cattle. Yeah, so to milk 365 we have to have 2 batches of calves. So yeah, the next batch of calves should be coming along in about a month. And then those cows will be milked through the winter then. And yeah, a lot of they're high fat producers, so that cream will go into production of Baileys, among other things. So yeah, so we're kind of contributing on two fronts there. Although the Baileys isn't our business, we just sell it to them. They can do what they want with it.
So do you milk cows too, or you stick to the beer?
I don't go in there. Do tours every Saturday, and usually, and for groups then, for larger groups then, if they can call ahead and we can accommodate them at another time. But we have set up tours on Saturday afternoons. Yeah, so our beers are nationwide distributed through Dunn stores. So they're almost every county in Ireland.
So we could go to a Dunn store and find your beer.
Yeah.
There you go.
So our blonde and our red ale are in there at the moment, and then we're in independent off licenses, and then it's the good beer bars around. Yeah.
Well, Sean, we thank you for your time and for taking us on here with no notice.
Yeah.
Come to Americus and see us sometime, man.
I will, but you have to have a beer first. Yeah, so this wasn't used for many years. Then when the brewery started, they kind of brought it back to life a little bit, but they left all the original patina on it. I think it'd be a shame to paint over it.
Me too.
You want to see that?
Me too.
So yeah, and then you can see the collection of family photos. That's here, but I was probably in the 60s. I think.
This is the founder's grandmother.
Yeah. So Seamus was born in this house. Still the family farm.
Seamus was born in this house.
Seamus was born in that room.
So Seamus, the founder of this brewery, was born in the room where I am pointing this camera right now.
That's right.
So what's the inspiration for the Mechanical Turk here?
This one came from a homebrew competition that we sponsored. As part of the prize, then we brewed a full batch of the beer, and this was the winning beer. So it's a cardamom and coffee stout. Comes in at about 5.6%, called the Mechanical Turk. It's brewed with hand roasted coffee and cardamom. So yeah, this was brewed especially for our 200th anniversary, our 200 beer anniversary.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
So yeah, it's a 10% imperial stout, aged in Irish whiskey barrels. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, I tried to make the beer quite dry and quite fruity to suit Irish whiskey rather than the big sweet maltiness that could suit a bourbon. Yeah, and this is our best rated beer. That's my favorite.
I just think this is one of the best places, best
Ever.
tap rooms I've seen.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really cool.
Kind of I overshot the runway on that pour. Maybe this one's a bit better. You can see I'm not a barman.